These are 6 books that completely changed my life and allowed me to make even more income. But before I break these books down, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep up with more videos like this. So here is my top 6 books that I've ever read in my entire life. And I've been reading books for obviously forever, since I was a kid. And when it comes to self-improvement and greatly increasing my income, these are my top 6 books. Make sure you watch it all the way to the end, where I go over maybe the #1 book of all of them. So first up is A Code of the Extraordinary Mind by Vishen Lakhiani. This was a groundbreaking book for me to read when it came to self-help, because it touched on a lot of topics in it that makes you dig inside of yourself. What's holding you back? What are you kind of following based on society's rules versus making up your own? It also greatly helped me improve my meditation and what I meditated on when I meditate in the morning. And some of the topics, not getting into too personal, but one of them was extremely emotional for me, and it was a big breakthrough and helped me grow by kind of shedding that situation. So whether or not you even care about business, this is a book you have to have. And also, I forgot to mention, I'm gonna put a link to all of these books down in the description so you can easily find them on Amazon and go buy them. #2, Happy Money by Ken Honda. This guy is a gift to everybody. It's a super small book to read. A lot of these books you can do on audio. There's a couple examples where me personally, got the audio and the physical book and studied it like a college course, right? Taking notes, really breaking it down and thinking on it. It's a heavier concept. Happy Money is not that. It's super easy reading. You can do it through Audible or whatnot. And Ken Honda breaks down the relationship with money and having a better relationship with it. And the biggest takeaway from this book for me that changed my life financially was that money flows. I think too many times we're making money and holding on to it and saying, oh my God, if I have to spend because of this emergency, it's a negative thing. And the way he explained it was money comes in and money goes out, and that's the way it should be. What changed for me was, if you're making good money, you have to realize in the back of your mind, there may be other times where you're making less or spending more because something wrong with the house, a medical emergency, a car accident, having to buy a new car, something that's tougher. So you embrace both when you see them, the good times, the big paychecks, and having to cut a check on an expense, because you understand that money flows. You want it to be like that. You can't just make money and then hoard it. And in this book, he breaks down really some concepts on where you may have an unhealthy relationship with money from your youth, or from how your parents were, how you were raised, or experiences. And that was powerful. So that's an amazing book. Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. I love this book. My wife even loves this book. It does an amazing job of a healthy relationship for leaders in our society. How to treat people, how to foster that team. Not so much of that 80s mindset of like, screw them, fire them, you can hire somebody else. Really breed and dig in to those relationships and be a healthy environment for your employees or for your team. The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. I love Tim's stuff. The truth of the matter is, and Tim will probably say this, it's impossible to have a 4-hour work week if you're really building something and you have a business. But the book itself, just the title and the concept, is super powerful because it makes you dig into ways that you can be more effective, better with your time. Can you streamline stuff? It makes your mind think toward these things instead of keeping busy work. So I love that book strictly for that and for the stories that he tells in it and examples that he gives. Is it possible to do a 4-hour work week? Probably not. But there's concepts that you can walk away with to become more efficient and help scale your business. The Conversion Code by Chris Smith. This book is not maybe a mainstream book like some of these other ones. This book was unbelievable for me because it completely changed the way I follow up on leads and structured lead follow-up. I think a lot of times in business, you're working on getting leads, maybe you're not following up on them in a systematized way. And Conversion Code completely gave me my rule book on how we follow up on leads for myself, on my team, and how to effectively do it to where we can increase and did our conversion percentage out of the conversion code. And the last one, maybe the biggest one of all of them, The Art of Impossible by Stephen Kotler. I'm gonna tell you now, this is a heavy book to read. It goes over a lot of concepts. The short part is that this is pretty much the equivalent of being in the flow state, but for business people. So when you hear athletes who are like, I'm in the zone, they couldn't miss. It's getting yourself into that state, but for business. It was massive. I've got the audiobook, the physical book. I've taken his course, I bought his other books, and I will go through and write notes as I do it and read it. And I'll read a couple pages and let it sit and really sink in. This was massive, massive for myself and improving what I could do in my business because I was able to get into that flow state, the efficiency, the scalability, accomplishing things I didn't think were possible because of that. Many of these concepts I showed to my team so we could grow as a whole. The Art of Impossible, Stephen Kotler, an amazing, amazing book, amazing guy to follow on social media, YouTube, all of that. So that is the top 6 books that greatly changed my life and my income. And I wanted to break them down for you. And there's going to be a link to every single one of them down in the description. Check it out. Stick around for this next video. I think you're going to like it. Thanks, guys.